who are you voting for? Trump or
Trump.
Trump?
Trump.
Okay, why?
What? For the freedom.
This is for the freedom.
For the Republican.
Okay.
For the family.
Okay.
For the morale. For the principles.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Trump, 2024.
So, do you think, like, what do you think would happen if Kamala wins?
No, Kamala no win.
If
Kamala won, destroyed America, is the United States. If Kamala won, Kamala destroyed United States.
she destroys the United States.
Yeah, and Biden destroyed this country. Do you know the immigration? Do you know the price the food?
Yeah, inflation.
Yeah.
Latinos for Trump. I love that. Give me that sign.
So let me say that. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia.
I'm Hispanic.
And is this a setup? Did I ever meet you before? Huh?
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump.
Just say hello real quick.
Yes, I'm a Latina for Trump, and I'm very proud to vote for Mr. Trump because he's for law and order. And he wants things to be right. You have to come into this country legally. You can't just come in here, pouring in here. And you can't just come in here and having illegal people costs $113 billion a year to support them. With that money, it should be for Americans, for veterans.
4 million families in America who have mixed immigration status. So I'm talking about parents who might be here illegally, but the kids are here legally. Your borders are.
You're talking about separation.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are two aspects to this. Your border czar, Tom Homan, said they can be deported together.
Correct.
Is that the plan?
Well, that way you keep well, I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work.
Latinos for Trump. Despite the large number of Latinos who voted for Trump, there is a significant twist. Trump is planning to deport undocumented migrants, which could have profound implications for this community. And you find a lot of proud Latinos for Trump. I'm not sure they were aware of Trump's plans. For example, deportation. Once he takes office, his agenda includes mass deportation of undocumented immigrants, which he aims to start on his first day in the office. And Trump's plans to declare a national emergency and use military assets to carry out this deportation. He has also expressed intentions to end birthright citizenship.
On day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens. Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're going to have to get a change. We'll maybe have to go back to the people, but we have to end it. We're the only country that has it.
Through an executive action?
We're the only country that has it. Do you know, if somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need two, on our land, congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, we're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
Through executive action?
Well, if we can.
You voted for a man who doesn't care about you at all. And he's made it very clear. Whenever he talks about the immigrants and he calls them rapists and murderers, killers, and garbage and scum and the worst, they're sending their worst over here. He's talking about you too, and me, because to him, we're all the same. If he was walking down the street and he saw you and one of the people that had just crossed the border, he wouldn't be able to tell you apart, and to him, it doesn't make a difference. We're all the same. They don't care. They just want to get rid of the immigrants. And I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a man named Stephen Miller that's probably going to be on Trump's cabinet. He's going to be one of his cabinet members, and he's going to be in charge of the deportation actions, right? And that man, Stephen Miller, wants to change the laws so that they can take away naturalization. You think that that piece of paper that you have, if you have it, if you've become a naturalized citizen, you think that piece of paper makes you different. But in their eyes, you're not different. I was born here, and I'm not different to them, to those people. The way they think, I'm just like all the rest of them. To them, I'm the same. So that piece of paper is not going to save you. And they're trying to make laws now. They're in the process of figuring out what they have to do to change the law to take away that naturalization citizenship. They're also looking into taking away natural born citizens, people who came here and had kids here that were born here. They're looking to take that away as well. Unless you were born here to legal citizens, that's the only way you're going to get to stay, if they have their way. Now, there were thousands of people on TikTok trying to warn you about that, what that man really was. I was on here, not making videos, but I was on here posting comments and texting people and talking to people on here and trying to get them to understand who that man really is. But y'all chose to ignore it. I don't know what it is you thought you were accomplishing by voting for that man. You think that they're going to see you as an equal, or, they're going to treat you like a white man or whatever. No. They're going to get you out of here. All they wanted was your vote. They got it now. They don't need you anymore. And they're looking to get you out of here. Right? Now, I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe somebody in his cabinet can convince him, hey, it's not a good idea to deport these people. They're a big portion of our workforce. And if we deport them, the economy is going to go to shit. I don't know. Maybe they can convince him. And if they do, well, lucky you. But if they don't, you are the prime target. And you voted for it, even though we tried to warn you. So anything that happens to you, it's your own goddamn fault. You voted for it. That's what you wanted. That's what you're going to get. I have no sympathy for you. Sorry. For all of you who didn't vote for him, I'm sorry that you're going to have to go through this. I truly am sorry. And that's my message to the Latinos for Trump. You won. Congratulations.
You voted for a criminal and a liar in front of the world. What that says about you. Your true you won't even respect you. Look in the mirror. Anywhere you go in this world, you're gonna fuck around and find out. When people start realizing you MAGA, they're gonna start looking at you different. 2 or 3 glares. Trying to gauge you on what possessed you to have so much hate in you. Watch and see. I already experienced it. When people here in the States realize who you are, they're gonna start walking away from you. I'm talking about good people, logical people. They will walk away from you. They don't want to be a part of that. Trust me.
Oh, you can't just blame Latino voters. Like, yes, the fuck I can. And I say that with my immigrant ass passport, okay? Yes, you can blame the campaign. Yes, you can blame the party. But at the end of the day, there's this little thing called personal accountability. In 2016, I was a little bit more lenient because, okay, people just don't know. They don't understand the consequences. But we lived through that presidency. What I'm hearing now, even from immigrants, undocumented immigrants, because yes, if you have TPS, if you have DACA, you're still undocumented under federal law. Oh, it wasn't that bad under Trump. Oh, Trump's not gonna do anything. Oh, he didn't do anything last time. Oh, yes, he didn't. He tried. The only thing that stopped him was a full resistance movement that filed lawsuits for every single one of his executive orders. What really gets me is that a lot of people who have undocumented family or themselves are undocumented will ultimately need the help of other people who told y'all, don't let this man back in office. Relying on people like myself who have been doing immigration advocacy for years, it generally makes me not want to do this shit anymore. Like next year, a lot of us are going to be helping people that couldn't even help themselves by voting for their best interest. Where gas really going to be cheap.
Have you heard about that Cuban Trump supporter, man, that moved to Texas and is now filing a lawsuit because he's facing racism and discrimination, not just from his neighbors, but also local law enforcement? Bro, we gotta talk about some Latinos, right, that are conservative, right? It doesn't matter. You can vote whatever way you want, right? This is not about that, right? But there's certain Latinos, man, that think that they're gonna be accepted by all white people simply because they're Republicans, right? Because they vote the same way. Oh, these are my people. They think like us, you know? And then they move to certain places, man, where it's extremely conservative, right? And they don't realize, man, that there's nothing but white people there, man. It's a specific type of white person, man, that ain't gonna give a fuck if you're a conservative, if you vote Republican, if you're a Christian. They're not gonna give a fuck, man. They're not gonna like you simply because you're Latino, bro. They're gonna treat you no different than the Mexicans that are crossing the borders illegally, bro, that they stay talking shit about all day long online, you know? But I find that absolutely hilarious, you know? That Cuban dude probably moved over there like, nah, man, we all think the same, man. We're Republicans, fuck communism, man. Fuck the Democrats. I thought we was part of the same team, he probably said, man. Nah, man, y'all gotta be careful, bro, where y'all move, man. This is America. Don't forget, this is America.
To think that the top 3 people that delivered Trump his victory were white women and white men, which we all kind of expected, but Hispanic men, Latino men, like, I would have never in a million years expected that, especially when we think about our own history in this country. When we look at the deportation of millions of Mexicans in the 1930s with the Mexican repatriation, and a lot of them being Mexican Americans, knowing what happened to the braceros, the manual laborers who came to the U.S. to better the U.S.'s economy, the agriculture after World War II, how they were sanitized, and that influenced parts of the Holocaust. Just the historical racism, this amplified hatred towards our people, towards people that look like us, brown people. You would think that that would be enough to not allow your morality, to put someone in place that literally compromises the very existence of our people. A lot of those Latino men who voted for Trump knew what happened to their own community, a lot of which weren't immigrants. If we want to talk about how this is not about immigration, but illegal immigration, if they knew about those parts of history, I think they would stand against someone like Trump. But because we don't know that or care to know that, we are so much closer to that happening again, to history repeating itself again. And it is just so heartbreaking that the reason why it might happen again isn't because of these unhinged white people. It's because of our own people. Think about that for a second. Our own people are the reason why there will be so much pain and suffering among our community. Like, that is gross. I guess if there's a silver lining, amigos, is that I'm just feeling so motivated and hungry to educate our people on dark chapters in history that we aren't aware of, a lot of which I still might not be aware of, but we're going to learn as we go, because it's so important that we are aware of what happened, aware of what's happening, so that this does not happen in another 4 years, that our communities aren't constantly under threat and danger and anxiety and fear because our very own people aren't aware of the capabilities of electing someone who is anti-immigration and honestly anti-brown, anti-anything but white.
To the Latinos for Trump, when he removes birthright citizenship and enacts deportation, mass deportation, I hope you know this is what you wanted. To the blacks for Trump, when he gives police full immunity and we see police violence at an all-time high, I hope you know this is what you wanted. To the women for Trump, when you ultimately get pregnant and suffer pregnancy complications and the fetus is no longer viable, but you are forced to carry death inside your body and it could kill you and maybe does, I hope you know this is what you wanted. And lastly, to the gays for Trump, when he enacts mass annulments of all of our marriages, I hope you know this is what you wanted. You will no longer be entitled to your kids or that home that you share with your partner. Congratulations. I have nothing for you except concepts of thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, it is what it is. They say you harvest what you sow. So it means you harvest what you voted for. You know, so if some people has F around, it's time also to find out. Because let me tell you, everything has consequences, whether bad or good, all are the consequences. Now, it is a time of finding out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Don't miss the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.